Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, once again doing another film review, and this one is on Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch. Now, as you know, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch is a direct-to-video animated science fiction comedy drama film that is meant to take place sometime between the events of Lilo and Stitch and before Stitch the movie. Now, the premise of the movie Lilo and Stitch 2 is meant to feature Stitch, who is meant to be glitching, going haywire, and sort of losing control of himself. And throughout it, we see how Jumba quickly sees it, and him and Prickly have to sort of try and fix it without letting anyone know, which is understandable because they can't, let anyone know the full truth. And through the movie, we see how there's a dance competition happening at Lilo's school, and we see how Lilo tries to find her inspiration, tries to find her spark. And this is like when you're a content creator, a writer, or someone wanting to find your spark, and it works. Now, what's interesting is Lilo is pretty much voiced by Dakota Fannin. Now, originally, Lilo's original voice actress was would work on other projects as well as the Lilo and Stitch TV series, so she asked her friend Dakota to sort of come in to voice Lilo, and I think she does a pretty decent job. She sounds just close to the original, but not too much. And throughout it, we also see how Lilo is determined to prove to her teacher that she can keep things under control, and we see how she tries to put up with Myrtle's crap. And yeah, the movie itself just throws Myrtle once again as the mean girl again, and it even seems to suggest in Myrtle's dance off that her father Carl is meant to be either divorced or could be one of her mum's boyfriends that pretty much she sees as her father figure. And I will also say the movie definitely does a good job in the opening. When you see Stitch having his nightmare, him being in his red uniform crashing down on Hawaii, it's meant to represent the old Stitch, like him afraid of going back to his old nature. And this reminds me of black and white flashbacks, because the point of a black and white flashback is meant to show how painful the memory is. And of course, Stitch being in his old red uniform and crashing on Earth is meant to represent the old Stitch from what he's moved from now. And I also know originally the movie was supposed to be a theatrical film that I think was probably for the best that it went to direct-to-video. And I would also do admit the movie definitely keeps close to the animation. It's not going to be as big as the 2002 film, but it's kept very close, and you can kind of tell the team behind it did put a lot more effort into it. My only real gripe with the film is just the Prickly trying to help David win back Nani, even though Prickly kind of makes the situation worse, and David kind of makes more of a fool of himself. I think this could have been handled better, with David wanting to do something big and epic for Nani, but fails every time, and could have been handled a bit better. And I think with Nani sort of trying to, keep the family together, trying to, do what their mum did, made sense, as she's trying to live up to her mum's standards, while Lilo's trying to, move out of her mum's shadow. And I would say by the end of it, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, is a bit of a hit and miss, but it's secretly good. The story is standard, it doesn't really feature any villains, but more of a story that's a more slice of life, trying to find your place, as well as having some deep emotional moments. So I think the movie deserves a thumbs up. It's still good, still great, but it's a hit and miss, but that's just me. Comic Reviewer here, signing out.